going to be doing a black smoky eye. So we're about to get started. If you have oily lids, if you can rub them and see a little shine on your fingers, then you need a primer. I recently tried this Covergirl one. It's called the Lid Lockup. It works pretty good. And you want to pat that into your lid. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is apply a little bit of concealer on my lid as well, because I'm going to be buffing out the outer edges of this black that I'm about to put on my lid, and I want you to be able to see the browns and everything that's going around the eye. So I'm just going to use a little bit of concealer. I had a little bit left over from doing my brows. I'm just going to tap that right on my lid. I'm going to reach into my Coastal Scents colors. This is Oktoberfest, and I'm going to apply that as the transition color. You're going to want to use a gel liner. So I have one here. It's from that company Stilazzi that I reviewed not too long ago. So I'm going to just use a flat shader brush, any brush that's flat like that, and just paint that color onto my lid. I'm going to go just a little bit above my natural little line, because you want them to be able to see that black, but don't go too crazy with it. Kind of keep it low, because we're going to spread it out with a fluffier brush. We're going to spread it out. Okay, just about that much. You see with my eyes open, you can barely see that black. I have hooded eyes. With my eyes open, you can barely see it. So when I take my fluffier brush, I'm going to build it up and buff it out so you can see the black. So I'm going to take another Stilazzi brush. This is a pointed crease brush. So it has a more of a pointed end, a tapered end. And you're just going to go around that black and kind of buff it out. Don't go crazy with it. Keep it in check a bit. And this gel liner is basically really setting fast. So if you have a gel liner that gets, or that sets fast, you have to move a little faster than I did. But it's okay. As you can see, I'm kind of like tapping on the black, going a little bit above it, smearing it. That's a good word, smearing it out a bit. Okay guys, that's one eye kind of smeared out. You see how it diffused the edges, kind of made it blurry around the edges. So I'm getting another flat brush and I'm going into a black eyeshadow. This is from Urban Decay palette, the Kristen Leanne palette. If you have any dark, rich black that, you know, very pigmented, that's the one you want. I'm gonna dip right into this black, and this is where you make it as dark and as rich as you want to. You pack that black on around the base, around the bottom of the lid, and you smudge out around the edges. It's the same concept. I'm going to be using my Aqua XL Makeup Forever liner. This is smudge proof. This is waterproof. Love this. It's in the shade M10. That is matte black. And it's okay to smudge that on the bottom lash line because we want it to be rich and dark and black. I'm also going to take some of that eyeshadow black. And this is a flat definer brush. I'm just going to go in and make it even darker. Now is a good time to put on our mascara. We already have a mess going on down there. So let's put on mascara at the top and bottom. Okay. Okay, now that the mascara is on, I'm gonna just clean up around my eye a little bit with a wet wipe. Okay, I'm gonna use some of these beauty supply store lashes. That's what they look like. They're called Everlash. They're an EL05. And before I do that, let me go back over my transition area with that Oktoberfest. So I'm going to go ahead and put on some primer. I'm going to use the Covergirl Pore Minimizing Primer. I'm quite sure it will work out great with somebody possibly with drier skin, or if under your eyes are dry, this might be a good one just to put underneath the eyes. But I always need a stronger primer than this. So just on my nose area, I'm going to add a little bit of Makeup Forever mattifying primer. It's very similar to my Becca primer. Okay, for this video, I'm going to be using the CoverGirl Queen Collection All Day Flawless Foundation, one of my favorites from CoverGirl. But this foundation, you put it on and you allow it to sit for a few seconds and it looks like you've already applied powder and everything else. It's a very pretty foundation. Alright, for concealer, I'm going about 3 shades lighter than my normal foundation. This is in Y49, that's the shade color, and this is the Makeup Forever HD. And these are all the places that I want to highlight. So I'm going to take a damp beauty blender. It's not soaking wet at all, it's damp. And I'm lightly tapping it. Now what I like to do before I put the powder on is go around it with my foundation brush so it doesn't look so harsh, so it kind of blends into my foundation around the edges. And I'm going to lightly use the Derma Blend powder. This one is their Banana Illuminating Powder. And so you see I'm looking kind of casted sharp, so we got to add a little bit of darkness around the perimeter, contour, bring back some of the color to the face. I'm going to use this Avon contour stick. This is the Avon True Color contour stick. You see how dark it is, so Avon is coming up. They have some very nice products. And I like to make the fishy face and go right underneath my cheekbone and hook it. And I have a pretty small forehead already, so I really don't need to put much on my forehead. I just put a few dots up there. I can use my foundation brush and kind of buff that out lightly. You don't want to take it away, you just want to lightly buff it in. It's almost like painting, it really is. I'm taking the brush, taking it on the side, following the line, buffing it out, not going down with it, I'm going up with it. And look at that, I've been doing that lately. Gives that illusion that you have a little bit of perkiness in your face. We're gonna use some of our Laura Mercier. This is in medium deep, the translucent powder. Jackie Aina and the other ladies on YouTube who were raving about this are telling the truth. It's very finely milled. You will feel a difference in this powder than from the Lancome or other powders. Just try it against other powders. You will feel a difference. It feels like silk. It really, really, really does. Right, guys, I'm applying a little Fix Plus, just a regular Fix Plus on my skin to get rid of that powderiness. I'm gonna allow that to kind of settle down a little bit, dry, and then I'm gonna go in with some bronzer and some blush. All right, guys, for my bronzer, I'm gonna be using Maui Nights from Becca. We're gonna go here in our outer corner here, right here in our cheekbone. And sometimes I like to use this as like a bronzer slash blush. Like if I can't decide what blush to put on, I'll just leave it with the bronzer. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do tonight. See, this is from Sasha Cosmetics. This is Barely Plum. I'm gonna use it very lightly. I don't like it, but I already put it on my face, guys, so I gotta keep it going. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to lips. Now, I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. I kind of stick with the same lip liner all the time, a deep brown shade. I have the color Pitch from ColourPop, which is a very deep brown. This is Pitch. Covergirl has a shade on their liquid lipstick line. This is the main line, not the Queen collection. It's right here. It's called Gray Matter. Is that right? Gray? Yeah, Gray Matter. Let me see what that looks like. It kind of reminds me of Stone from MAC. And that says outside of the box for me, not a color I would have chosen. But I see a lot of people rocking shades like this, and I said I can too. Alright guys, so I like that shade, Gray Matter. Now this says Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. So we're gonna spray our face with that. So that's it. So I hope you guys like, and I'm gonna try to push out some more videos for you guys, especially for this month. I will talk to y'all in the next one. Cyber kisses. Bye.